Get this. The reason why we don't understand a lot of the scripture and religious texts is because complex ideas cannot be explained unless we add metaphors to them. Because they're too complex to put in simple language. That's why you'll see that sages and spiritually advanced gurus and like the Sufis, they talk in poetry all the time. And you're like, what are they saying? There is stuff in the Bible, it's too poetic. People try to keep interpreting it, but they could be wrong. And it's the same with the Quran and the Bhagavad Gita as well. Like, we know there's layers and layers and layers to the meanings of those texts. And so how do we actually find the truth? How do we get to the bottom of it? The answer is simple. It's God's will. He decides how much information he wants to give who when it comes to this stuff. Do you get me? Because some of those layers, right, the deeper you go, the more magical and mystical it gets, you know? And it's not meant for everyone. An average person's brain cannot handle some of this information. So it's been sort of protected and coded. And then when the right time comes for the right person, it is revealed to them. And that doesn't mean those people are superior to you or you're inferior because you don't get it. No, it's literally God's will, God's plan, and it's not about a hierarchy. It's just when the soul is ready, and every soul is on a different journey and a unique journey. Just because a lot of people don't get it doesn't mean it's not worth trying and striving for. Unfortunately, a lot of people in power have tried to read and understand that text and then manipulated it to benefit their own agendas in the past and caused a lot of trouble for the rest of us. Unfortunately, some people go to universities to understand some of these literature and think just because they understand the worldly stuff and just because they got a university degree in this world, they're eligible to decode that information. But that information has stuff about other planes, other dimensions. It's got, a lot of stuff in it that even I don't know, but I'm trying to sort of like explain it to you from what I intuitively feel. Someone with a theology degree or a PhD even can probably understand as far as it talks about the earthly plane aspect or those first couple of layers, so to speak, but they probably still miss the other layers that are talking about deeper things and stuff about other dimension. You see, language in itself is deep, You can go from saying simple things to it becoming poetry, to it becoming spells, to it becoming chants, to it becoming prayers, Like, it's so hard to explain this because when I try to explain this, I too leap into that complex energy. Like, I get lost in the complexity of what I'm trying to share, but I'm hoping I'm still making sense. Anyway, so because the human brain cannot comprehend the layers and layers of hidden meaning within scripture, we find no reason or substance in it to believe it. But the thing about faith is that it shouldn't have to need proof, and that's the whole point. Faith has to come from a will that is stronger than the desire to be logical, a will that understands that we are also soul and that most of this universe is unexplained and it's still working perfectly for us to exist here and now. So perhaps there's a power involved and we should trust and rely on that power because so far it has been working in our favor in the sense that it's keeping us here and alive. I know people like to go, oh, but there's so much evil in the world, la la la. Yeah, but there's still a world. It still exists. You're still here. You're still experiencing it. Surely some experiences are bad, but the miracle of life is not one you should look lightly upon. So I guess it just boils down to perspective. It's important to have a positive perspective of the world and your reason for being here if you want to be happy here. Anyway, I could go on and on about this, but the bottom line is that Don't lose faith in the hidden, in the unseen aspect of life. Don't lose faith in God. Don't stop asking, why am I here? But ask the right power, the one that brought you here, the one responsible for the creation of the universe. And also, say hi to my cat. Say hi. Say hi. Juby? No baby. Hey, boo boo. Hey, boo boo. No. Yeah, baby. I love you. Juby? Wala boleh din ka daw. Okay, go. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.